Welcome one and all to Scotch and Smoke Rings episode 462. I am your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn here as always with my suspenders set to maximum stun. Got a great show for you today. We're going to be going over news and things to expect in the future and talking Welcome one and all to Scotch and Smoke Rings episode... Great. The audio works. And we're going to be talking about, where was I? I was saying that we're going to be talking about what to expect in the next few days on this channel, and we're going to be talking about E3 coverage, Bethesda announcements, all that stuff. So, lots to cover today. Then we will be playing some Rage. The last time we played Rage, I had to go to some sort of TV show, and I died a lot, and so we'll try that. We'll try that one more time, and if not, maybe I'll have to do some other quest. But it's a pleasure to have you on the program today. Today we are drinking some 12-year-old Glenfiddich, a fine bottle of Scotch. I got this a couple weeks ago, and I got about a third of it left. We'll treat ourselves today. Give us about a third of a Scotch glass there. Cheers, ladies and gents. Now, Andrew says play Fallout 76 when it comes out. No, I think I'm going to just leave that one alone. Of course I'll play Fallout 76 when it comes out. I've been covering it. I'm excited about it. The more I read about it, the more excited I am about it. I can't wait to learn what Bethesda gives us at E3. So I will be covering that on this program. I'll talk about that after I cut my cigar. Next up, I got to cut the cigar. Today we are smoking a La Aurora Carajo, Torpedo shape. And I think I'll use my V cut today. A big V. I've got a little V and then a bigger V. I think I'll use the bigger V. There we go. Perfect. And then I finally got a lighter that isn't an oil flame. The problem is that it came free with the box of cigars I bought, so it's cheap. I hope it works. Yeah, it works. Okay. Ah! It doesn't work. Come on. This is what happens. This is what happens when you buy a box of cigars because there's a special bundle deal of a lighter that goes along with it. You get the cheapest doggone plastic gasoline station. Oh, there we go. Come on, fire! Just want fire. Then you got to figure out the precise angle at which to hold it, just so that. Sometimes it's upside down, but no, not this time. Sometimes it's straight up. You didn't see that. What can I say? It's reliable. It works. Holy cow! Lots of comments. Rusky says, "Hey Ox, what do you think of the Fallout Shelter idea to play the game until E3, then send everyone into the wasteland? The last survivor is your character in Vault 76. Well, the problem with that is that Fallout Shelter, you can make your own vault number, and the vault numbers that you can choose from aren't canonical. I believe there was only... How high up do the numbers go? I forget how high up the numbers go. But, yeah, so we don't know. I mean, when we play Fallout Shelter, we just make our own vault number, and it can be anything we want. I mean, unless they rewrite the story to say that Vault 76 was the vault that we made in Fallout Shelter, but that wouldn't be, because we already know too much about Vault 76. We know that it had a capacity of 500 people, and it's already has established lore. So I don't think that that's the angle they're going to take. The Dark Seraph says, I bought a bottle of Scotch. Sorry, let me slow down there. The Dark Seraph says, I bought a bottle of Scotch. Didn't like it. Now my father likes it, though. So it's Jack and Al Capone for me. Cheers. Cheers, my friend. I'm just glad to have you on the program today. Dawson says, hey, Oxhorn, did you check out the School Zones No Mod Shop class that I told you about? Don't recall. Let me, School Jones, no mod class. Oh, I do remember you telling me about that. Yeah, no, I've been really busy. That's not something I'm going to be spending my time on anytime soon, just because I'm so busy producing content right now. But it does sound interesting. All right, did I miss any others? No. Foxtails9 with a tip. Thank you very much, Foxtails9. Do appreciate it. Daryl Tripp with a tip. Says, just a tip for the next bottle of fine whiskey. Thank you for everything you do, Ox. Well, thank you, good sir. 80CJ says, hey, Ox, I love the Fallout Live plays and behind-the-scenes stuff. Hey, are you going to be getting a P.O. box so we can send you stuff? No, probably not anytime soon. I used to have a P.O. box many years ago when I would receive wonderful gifts from the viewers, and I really appreciate all of the wonderful things you guys sent me over the years, but I probably won't be getting a P.O. box at the new location. Captain Quinn says, hi, Ox, any thought on the Greenbrier Bunker? It is located in West Virginia, and there's speculation that the Enclave will occupy it. Thanks for the vids. The thing is, all we have at this point is speculation. So as much as I love coming up with wonderful ideas for what might happen, it's ultimately wasted effort because we don't know. And no matter how wonderful our speculation is, it doesn't change what will happen. So my stance on this whole thing is just to wait and see. I know that a lot of people on YouTube have been going crazy on this and coming up with wild theories. The next one is wilder than the last. And this has led to a lot of misinformation about Vault 76, a lot of which, I've been urged by viewers to comment on. But I haven't, because it's all rumor and speculation, and I don't want that on my channel. Mainly because I want my channel to be a trusted source. I share canonical lore-friendly content, or I'll show Creation Club stuff or mods where it's clearly said that this is Creation Club or this is a mod. And then when I do cover news, I want it to be news and not rumor. Rumor isn't news. Rumor is the opposite of news. So that's why I covered the live stream on Twitch when Bethesda announced Fallout 76, and my next coverage will be on E3. So that's one thing I want to talk about. E3 is coming up this weekend, and Bethesda's slot is on Sunday. Sunday at 6 or 6:30. I should probably have that time ready for you. Bethesda is at 6:30 Pacific time. Sunday, that's when their big announcement. That's when they're going to be talking about all their stuff. And I will be broadcasting that. Now, you don't have to watch me if you don't want to. Bethesda will be broadcasting it themselves on their Twitch channel and their YouTube channel. So if you want to just watch the broadcast, go there. But this coming Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, I'll be doing a live stream where we will together watch Bethesda's big E3 announcement. And I thought it would be fun to do that together as a Fallout community, and we can just talk with each other and enjoy the news as it comes in. So that's the big idea for the weekend. Also, in terms of content, no video tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, and Friday is a low traffic day on YouTube because everyone's doing stuff for the weekend. So no video tomorrow, but I've got a nice hour-long video planned for Saturday. It's another Nuka World video. Yes, I have finished the primary story to Nuka World, but there are some side stories that I haven't done yet, so I've got a Nuka World video for you on Saturday, and then on Sunday, the day of the big E3 announcement, I'm going to have a new Vegas video for you, which should be a lot of fun. So, still plenty of content to expect this weekend and the live stream on Sunday when we'll go over Bethesda's big E3 announcement. So I'm excited, and I hope you're all excited too. Thank you, new sponsor, Kimlax. Pleasure to have you on the program today. See, and then I get talking. Will you be going to E3? No, I will not be going to E3. I'm just going to access all of the free live streams that will be available on that day that everyone else has. So you're not going to be getting anything that you can't get on your own from me, but I will be live streaming the public live stream that Bethesda has, and then, we can comment on it. Kind of like what I did for their big announcement last week when they announced Fallout 76. All I did is rebroadcast their Twitch stream, and then together we played Fallout 4 and talked about it and speculated and had a lot of fun. And I think that'll be a lot of fun this weekend, so I'll be doing that on Sunday. Funny Dubs and Friends says, I know it's Thursday when Ox streams. Thank you. Yes, it is Thursday when Ox streams. I've been doing this for over 9 years now. It's been a long time. Crazy Man says, hey, have you seen the recent leak for Fallout 76 release date on 7/6/18? I don't cover leaks. We don't really know. So no, it could be, but we don't know. We'll find out Sunday. Sunday is not that far away, so let's just wait. Let's wait till Sunday. The thing with the Enclave is, to get back to your point, Captain, is that yes, the Enclave is the remnant of the United States government after the bombs dropped. But we already know from Fallout lore that after the nuclear apocalypse, the remnants of the U.S. government retreated to the Enclave oil rig. The reason it's called the Enclave is because the oil rig where they retreated to after the apocalypse was called the Enclave oil rig, and that was on the West Coast. So I would find it very odd for all of the Enclave officials to go that way, but then maybe have some contingency to go to the Greenbrier bunker. For what purpose? Really, I don't think Enclave is what we'll find there. If we can explore the Greenbrier bunker, just to speculate, I think we'll probably find a pre-war ruin, like many of the other bunkers that we have found in many of the other Fallout games, where we can learn more about pre-war United States of America. I doubt very much that we'll learn more about the post-war factions like the Enclave that rose from the ashes of pre-war America. But, again, that's just speculation. My cigar! I know, okay, sorry. There we go. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of speculation about... People were spreading rumors, horrible rumors about how Bethesda wasn't going to allow mods and all of this stuff, and then, a lot of that just ended up being really false intel. It's one of those things where I understand people's excitement over a new Bethesda game, and I share that excitement, but some content creators take that a step further because they want salacious details for their channel, because salacious details get clicks. But tabloid magazines get bought as well. We all see those magazines in the aisles when we check out at a grocery store, and we all know that that's not real journalism. It's just funny stories, and they've ruined their credibility as real journalists. So we all know what to expect. They're just tabloid journalism and funny stories about a vampire baby that was born to a couple in Illinois or something crazy like that, right? So there are two philosophies on that. One is the short-term philosophy, which I don't particularly like, and that's to repeat everything you hear. Whether or not you've got a source for it, whether or not you know it's true, just because it's a rumor and you heard it on 4chan, or you heard it on Reddit, or you saw someone tweet it, or this journalist said that, or this website wrote that, somebody said something, so I'm going to repeat it. There's that philosophy for reporting rumor and news. And that's really good in the short term, because you get a lot of clicks, you get a lot of attention. But it's not very good for building a brand, because suddenly you are now the guy that just spreads rumor. And fewer people are going to listen to you in the future if you become that guy. The other way is what I'm trying to do, and that's just to zip your lip. Zip your lip. Just, if you don't know anything, don't talk, right? I don't know anything you guys don't know, right? It's not like Bethesda has given me an envelope with all of the secrets, and I'm holding on to it, and I don't know anything. I'm not going to sit there and pretend that I do, even though if I did a video every single day talking about the rumors of Vault 76, it would probably be really good for my channel. That's not the strategy I want to go. I want to focus on the canonical lore, because that's what I'm interested in. I'm not really interested in rumor, and my bet, see, what I'm doing is I'm betting that most of you are not as well. Yeah, people are clicking on it. People will find that stuff interesting for the time being, but that content ceases to be useful the moment the rumor is dispelled. That's not evergreen content. What I like to focus on with my channel is evergreen content, content that will continually be interesting even after a big event, even after a big conference, even after a big piece of news has been released. All of the rumors that we're talking about, how it was Fallout 3 Remastered or ported to the Switch or Fallout New York, or all of those rumors a week ago that were getting hundreds of thousands of views, those videos get 0 views now because everyone knows that it was silly. It was just rubbish. But evergreen content, when you're talking about actual lore or what one can actually expect, I think is the wiser way to go about building a brand on your YouTube channel. I think people find that more interesting anyway. So that's what I'm trying to do on mine. People can do what they want. That's fine. But that's why I'm not, talking a lot about the rumors that have been spreading around this whole time. I've been focusing on my Nuka World series instead of focusing on the Vault 76 rumors. So I say all of that just sort of as a catch-22 to talk about all of the questions that I'm seeing in the chat right now on, are there going to be ghouls? Are there going to be super mutants? Will we find the Enclave? We don't know. We don't know anything. We don't know. Wonderful speculation, but we don't know. Lady Katie says, hey, Oxhorn, I know you have your plate full and you're busy, but when are you going to make a companion video on Deacon? Please don't ignore our favorite serial liar. I know. I've been meaning to make this video for years now. I've been taking notes on Deacon for over a year, well over a year now, and I've been meaning to make his video. He's one of the few remaining Fallout 4 companions that I haven't done a video about. I've done all of the New Vegas companions, I've done a few of the Fallout 3 companions, and I've done all of the Fallout 4 companions except Deacon, I think. Did I do Strong? Yeah, I did Strong. Did I do them all? I think I did them all. I did McCready. Yeah, the only one I haven't done yet is Deacon. So, yeah, he's next up on my list. I will be doing a companion video about Deacon, I promise, but there's so much to Deacon that I've got to do it right. So I've got pages and pages of notes that I've been taking as I've been playing the game, as I've been traveling with Deacon as a companion to make sure I jot down everything he says at a certain spot so that I can recreate that moment for the video, etc. And there's I think I talked about this on a broadcast earlier, but we can actually see the script. Every single bit of text that he can say in the game was transcribed for the subtitles in the game, and we can scan that list of subtitles for clues. So it's going to be really interesting to make that video, and I'm looking forward to it. But I got a lot of content left to do. So I'm also gearing up for a New Vegas series. If you recall, there are 3 other endgame factions I have yet to tell the story of, and so I'm going to be choosing one of those factions and continuing with that series and finishing that story. That's the next big series. X6! Yes, you're right. I have not made a video about X688. Thank you for reminding me. How would I even make that video, though? What is there to say about X6? Well, I suppose I could talk about really his only personality. He doesn't have any personality in his companion quest. Just if you make decisions the Institute likes, and if you hate settlers and steal from them and murder them, I mean, he's a happy guy. Really, his personality comes out when you're traveling with him and he visits specific locations. So I suppose if I do a video about X688, that's the angle I'll have to do, to try and tell his story that way. When will you continue L.A. Noire, says Jay Swizzy. Well, I published episode 2 in my L.A. Noire series earlier this week, a few days ago. Not yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, actually. So I've done 2 episodes. I'll be doing more. I will continue to do more. Adam says, do you think Little Horn and Associates pays for the Talon Company? I do think that they are likely one of the groups that is hiring the Talon Company, but I would be surprised if they were exclusively the only people hiring the Talon Company to do their bidding. Also, the Little Horn and Associates operation is extremely small. But the Talon Company has army-grade gear. I mean, we just discovered in today's video that they have artillery cannons and that they can fire down artillery on a target. I mean, they've got ranks. They're almost as tech-savvy and efficient as the gunners. Not quite, but they're right up there. So I would be very surprised if their entire story ends with Littlehorn and Associates. I'm sure they take some jobs from Littlehorn, but I think there must be more. And so that's the question. Who else is funding them? I don't know. I've had to relight my cigar 3 times. I haven't even gotten past the first bit of it because I keep on talking. That's what happens when you guys ask questions that I'm interested in. Yeah, could you do a Broken Steel series? I could. As I've said before, I can't start Broken Steel until I beat the game. So Broken Steel takes place after the primary plot of Fallout 3, and, I have to wait till that story is done. So before I do Broken Steel, I'll be doing a series on the full story of Fallout 3, very similar to the series I'm doing now on the full story of Fallout New Vegas. I'm filled with regret says, would you be up for it if Fallout ever invited you to voice a radio station? And if so, what kind of radio host would you like to be? Of course. If Bethesda ever contacted me and says, please do a radio station, I would say yes. What kind of radio host I would be? Well, I think it would probably be written by the writers at Bethesda. They would decide what kind of guy I would be. Like Travis, he was kind of timid. Not because I think the voice actor's personality was timid, but because he was written to be timid. Hey, Oxhorn, what's your favorite pre-war food? Cram, sugar bomb, Salisbury steak, which one? Buzz Bites. They're magic. Those donuts were filled with hot coffee 200 years ago. And they're still filled with hot coffee. So much so that when you eat one, you burn yourself. They hurt you because the coffee inside the donuts is so hot. Azket says, make us up a fantastic rumor, Ox. Well, I tried that with my April Fool's video where I released details about Fallout 5 set in Roanoke Island. That was fun. Jay says, you mentioned 2 weeks ago that the Brotherhood of Steel moved all of their population to the Commonwealth. However, Dan says the Brotherhood only brought a battalion's worth. So I hear what you're saying, and I think there may be, maybe I don't know enough about it, or maybe you've got some facts wrong, but I recall that first the Brotherhood of Steel sent scouts. Paladin's team was one of the first Paladin Dance's team was one of the first recon teams sent into the Commonwealth, and then once they discovered the Institute, they then sent for the primary force. That primary force was on the Prid one, and along came Maxon and the Brotherhood of Steel there. Now, there may be some people still left in the Brotherhood of Steel. After all, I doubt they would very much abandon the Air Force base there. But all of their leadership was on the Prid one. I mean, Maxon was on the Prid one. All of their first officers and lieutenants, Kells, Quinlan, they were all on the Prid one. If something happens to the Prid one, the East Coast Brotherhood of Steel is completely devastated. They've lost their leadership. They've lost the highest-ranking members of their military. They've lost their primary battleship, a substantial amount of their vertebrates and power armor, and not to mention the lives lost, right? What would they have left? Well, whatever they left in the Capital Wasteland, which was what? If they were going to war in the Commonwealth, they likely took as much as they possibly could. After all, the Capital Wasteland was already secure. The Waters of Life has been completed. They defeated the super mutants in the Capital Wasteland. Really, all they had to contend with are raiders that they defeated the Enclave. So what's left? Why would they leave much in the Capital Wastes? But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to suggest that every single last Brotherhood of Steel on the East Coast was on the Prid one. But I do think their primary force was. Taz says, Ox, do you ever explore the dev rooms of Nuka World and Far Harbor? I haven't explored them yet, no. I suppose I should check them out. Bink Live says, do you think that Courier 6 is a synth? I doubt it very much. There's no reason to suspect that he or she is a synth. And to find a synth all the way on the West Coast, where the Institute is primarily focused on the East, possible, but unlikely and unexplained. Ryan with a wonderful tip. Thank you, Ryan. Foxtail says, the hair you use on Maybell, is it a mod or vanilla Fallout 4? Also, do you know that Jason Schreier was blacklisted by Bethesda and in my opinion can't be trusted? I did not know that. I don't know if that's true. That may be a rumor. And I don't know enough about that situation to be able to comment on it. But I can say that when his rumors were coming out, I tried not to comment on them. A lot of them were coming up in my live stream. I was doing a live stream about Vault 22 when many of those rumors were coming up. And even at that time, I was reading them and saying, look, these are rumors on a guy's Twitter channel. On a guy's Twitter feed. He works for a news website. His job is to get people to read stuff on that website. As a consequence, we can't always believe what we read, especially when there's absolutely no evidence. Well, I've got an anonymous source. And he says that you're full of crap. Right? Prove me wrong. You can't. It's an anonymous source. So it's one of those things where I don't know if he's lying. I don't know if he's making anything up. I don't know if he's been blacklisted, but it's rumor. And so I try not to cover rumor on this channel. Captain Quinn says, will you do a video on Dogmeat's different iterations and Mutant Hound origins? The origins of Mutant Hounds? Interesting. That would be an interesting video to do. I hadn't thought about doing one like that yet. The Mutant Hound one, I think it would be split into two videos. The Mutant Hound one is very interesting because they're not always hostile. We can buy Mutant Hounds from Erickson, I believe his name is, the hound dealer in Far Harbor, and one of which is a super mutant hound, and we can send that to one of our settlements. We get a happiness penalty if we do. That's the funny thing about it. Yes, the super mutant hound greatly increases our defense at the settlement, but our settlers don't like him. I guess because he's so big and ugly, but he doesn't attack the settlers. But it does mean that even non-super mutants can tame a super mutant hound, and that would be a very interesting video to do. As for the origins of Dogmeat, I probably should do a video on that, but my speculation on that is that the Dogmeat we find in Fallout 4 is not the same Dogmeat that we found in Fallout 1 or in any of the other Fallouts, Fallout 3. I mean, I think it's just, if one German Shepherd exists, the German Shepherd we find in Fallout 1, then there are likely more German Shepherds all over the United States of America that have descended from pets, right, from before the war. So I don't think it's far-fetched to believe that we would find some form of a German Shepherd in any city, whether it's the Capital Wasteland or Boston. And I think it's just, the Soul Survivor's idea to name him Dogmeat. Though the one interesting thing about that is that Mama Murphy knew his name. That's the one interesting thing about it. Mama Murphy, a psyker likely, knew his name. There's something to explore there. Something to explore there. Thank you for the tip, Bun Fan. Foxtail, as for Maybell, yes, I am using a hair mod, but it's based on an existing vanilla Fallout 4 hairstyle. So the only difference between the one that I use on that character from the mod is that the side of her head is shaved a little bit more than usual, and it has some stripes shaved into it. Dawson says, any thoughts on the limited time creations? Revenant says both Revenant says Jason Schreier and Kotaku are both blacklisted by both Bethesda and Ubisoft. It's not a rumor. Well, I mean, if that's the case, that's the case. I mean, I don't know. I'm very happy that I'm not in the news business. I don't want to be in the news business. I don't want my livelihood to be based on, spying on people or making up rumors. I'm very happy to just produce content on established lore, on things that we all love, so we can all come together and just celebrate Fallout. I'm very glad I don't have to be in that world. I want to stay in this world instead. Dawson says, any thoughts on limited time creations? Yeah, I'm not a fan. There's a reason I'm not covering them. Now, I don't think that what Bethesda is doing with limited time creations is immoral. I'm not going to make a moral case about it, and you're certainly not going to find me championing some petition. I don't like all of that nonsense. But I don't approve. And the reason I don't approve is because I think it's very disrespectful to their base. And I understand why they're doing it, because they want a sense of urgency behind it. The sense of urgency is going to make it feel more rare, and it's going to give people the impetus to buy the skin. But I even almost made a video on this, and I decided not to at the last moment, just because I didn't want a bunch of drama on my channel. But it's almost like it goes like this. Bethesda comes out with some content, $5. Pay $5 for this wonderful content. The user buys the content, loves the content, Bethesda gets the money, loves the money, and everybody's happy. But then they figure out, well, I can split this piece of content into 10 pieces of content. And then if they don't know that there's 9 other pieces of content in this one bundle, then they may buy this one, and then the next one, and then the next one. Then I can get more money out of the user base. And I don't like that. The fact that instead of publishing a dog pack with all of their dogs, they just trickled out one dog here and one dog there, and 100 caps here and 100 caps there, 200 caps here. Or credits. I say caps. It's a perfectly legitimate marketing strategy. I understand it. It's fine. But I still think that it's ultimately disrespectful. It doesn't respect your user base. Because instead of respecting your user base and saying, hey, we respect our players enough to show them what we have for sale, and respect their opinion enough to just simply choose what they want and what they don't want, instead of pretending that this is a limited time offer and this is only available for 24 hours and it's going to be gone and you'll never find it again, and only a month later to have it in a huge pack for sale at a discount, which is what they did with the dogs. And it's likely what they're going to be doing with the new Pip-Boy skins. We've been getting a bunch of comic book Pip-Boy skins on the Creation Club for 100 caps here and 50 caps there. I think there's a Riley's Ranger Pip-Boy skin for sale right now for 50 credits on the Creation Club, and it's limited time only. This offer is only good for 24 hours. Get it now. And they've been doing this every day or so, and there was a Silver Shroud one and a Manta-Man one, and I haven't been covering them because I think it's very disrespectful. I would love it if they just came out with a comic book themed pack of Pip-Boy skins. You could just buy the pack, right? Or they could come out with each of them individually and the pack. That way you could buy the pack if you want them all, or pick and choose the ones that you want, and then buy them slowly over time at your own leisure, right? When you are ready for them, instead of feeling the urgency to buy now, buy. Now, again, for the 5th time, I don't think what they're doing is wrong in any way. I just find it disrespectful towards the audience, and that's why I'm not covering it on my channel. It's just my personal feeling. It's not going to change the way I feel about their brand all that much. I'm going to continue to buy their games. I still love Fallout. I'm not going to stop covering it. That's just how I am responding to the kind of fake urgency that they've been putting behind some of the creations on the Creation Club. Joshua says, keep up the great work. Your videos rock. I still think Fallout 5 will eventually be in Chicago and involve the Illinois Institute of Technology. Maybe, but Chicago was kind of already tackled in Fallout Tactics, right? Because in the events of Fallout Tactics, a fleet of the Brotherhood of Steel Zeppelins crash landed in Chicago. And this event was even referred to in Fallout 4, so it is part of Fallout canon. It's a canonical event that the Brotherhood of Steel moved across the continental United States to get from the West Coast to the East Coast, and during that travel, a bunch of Zeppelins or airships crashed in Illinois, where the events of Fallout Tactics, I believe, took place. So I don't think that they would revisit that again. I don't think they would go there again. They could, but I just don't think it's very likely. Soul Soldier says, are there any characters in Fallout lore you want to see interact with each other, regardless of if it would be possible for them to meet in the canonical game? I mean, yeah. Well, no, not really. I mean, it would always be interesting to see the interaction between certain characters. But I really like characters being separate from games. I was fine with seeing a few characters from Fallout 3 appear in Fallout 4, but I really like going into a new area and finding new people to get to know. So I don't want Fallout 76, for example, to be too dependent upon characters already established in the lore. I want to meet new characters. That's what I'm hoping for. Sleepy Time says, Zox, what are we drinking tonight? Tonight we are drinking some 12-year-old Glenfiddich. Cheers. Tuberman says no mutants in Fallout 76. It's before the Master made them. Yeah, I covered that in my my video on Vault 76. But as fans let me know at the time, there were other vaults, like Vault 86, I believe, where super mutants were experimented on. So it's not like the only source of super mutants in the world was from the Master. After all, the Institute made their own versions of super mutants by experimenting with FEV in the Institute. That's a completely different strain of super mutants, and they're much more dumb. They're not dumb, but they're less intelligent. The kind of super mutants made by the Institute and that came from Vault 86 were far less intelligent than the first generation Mariposa super mutants created by the Master. So there are a lot of genetic differences and intelligence differences between the different breeds of super mutant all over America. So even though, yes, the events of Fallout 76 do take place before Richard Gray became the Master and therefore started experimenting on people and creating super mutants, it's always possible we'll still see super mutants because of some other hitherto unknown vault that experimented on people with FEV. Bunman says, hey Oxhorn, do you think in Fallout 76 there will be cars? I would be surprised if there were, since there really hasn't been a lot of vehicle driving in any of the Fallouts to date. So, but not that I would be against it. I guess I would be against it a little bit, because if we want a car game, we could always do a Mad Max game or a Rage. I really enjoy the on-foot aspect of the Fallout series. It leads to greater exploration. I think that's heart and soul to the series, so I doubt that they would include a lot of car play. Warhawk says, Oxhorn, love your vids. In fact, you're the one who Advocan says, thank you so much for all you do. And then the hand clapping emoji. Are those high fives, or are they just Hercules? I'm not sure. But thank you, I appreciate it. Kel says, thanks for the content. My kids love your old World of Warcraft song. So when I got married, I threw my own bachelor party. I didn't want anything crazy. I just wanted to go to a nice cigar bar and drink scotch. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go any place crazy, so I got a few close friends from college, and then my brother. My brother was my best man. And we went to this cigar bar in Oregon, in Portland, because it's illegal to smoke in restaurants and places of business in Seattle. Don't know if you knew that. So where I live, I can't actually enjoy a cigar in a cigar shop. But in Portland, I can. So for my bachelor party, we all drove down to Portland and stayed in a hotel and then went to this cigar bar. And my brother, bless his soul, bought me one shot of the most expensive scotch in the bar. It was $100 a shot. And normally I wouldn't be like, if you were to ask me, if you were to ask me before I tried the scotch, is this worth it? I would say, no, don't spend that kind of money on it. But my brother, he wanted to spoil me, and so he bought it for me. And then I tasted it. I could taste the difference. Now, would I ever spend $100 a shot on Scotch? I mean, no, I never would. But man, it was really good. It was super smooth. I could definitely taste the difference in this. It was a 53-year-old bottle of Scotch. It was older than I was by decades. And it was $100 a shot. And I could taste every dollar in that, in that shot of Scotch. It was great. And I forgot the name. I had it written down. I wrote it down on a business card while I was there, and then I lost it. It's somewhere in my house. Reinhold says, hello, Oxhorn. I love your videos. Regards from Mexico. Pleasure to have you on the program. The Zombie says, with Fallout 3 and 4, seeing the Doctor, how does the water purifier work in the storyline of Fallout 4? You're talking about the water purification system for settlements? You're right, that is a little... I never thought of that before. The entire plot of Fallout 3 is on purifying water and removing radiation and all of that, and it's such a huge part of the plot, and it seems like this huge, difficult task. And at the end of the game, the capital wasteland has now got beautiful, purified water. But then in Fallout 4, you just spend 3 scrap metal and 2 oil to build a water purifier at any settlement, and bam, you've got purified water. Yeah. Hadn't thought of that before, but it does seem a bit odd. Orotason with a tip says, I was hoping for a Fallout Japan due to all of the things and people we found over the old games from Japan without an explanation. I need an 80s Japan. You mean a 50s Japan? Well, we haven't found a lot. I mean, really, all I can think of in the Fallout universe from Japan that we found was the katana and the samurai uniform from Mothership Zeta. But even then, both of those were sourced in the 1700s, was it? Or 1500s? I forget which one. Because the aliens abducted whatever's Kiro. What was his name? They abducted him and put him in suspended animation, so that's why we can explain that. But I can't think of a lot of other Japanese goods that we get to explore in the Fallout universe. Like at all. I mean, China, that's another thing. We get Chinese assault rifles, Chinese armor, a lot of Chinese military gear. That would be interesting, but not a lot of Japanese. Spencer says, what do you think happened to the rest of the world during Fallout? What happened to Australia or Italy? Could you imagine a game set in these countries? I could imagine a game, but not a Fallout game. We already know from established Fallout lore that Europe suffered greatly from the fuel wars, the fossil fuel wars, to the effect that all fossil fuels had been consumed in Europe, which led to war between Europe and the Middle East. So all of Europe and the Middle East had been devastated by that conflict before the nuclear apocalypse. And it's not specified, but I'm pretty sure Anzac is going to be the same. And, you know, the Peloponnesus and Greece and all of that. The fuel wars were really the thing that hurt the rest of the world. America and China avoided too much from that because of their nuclear fuel. All of the cars by the end of the world were nuclear driven. None of them were gasoline or fossil fuels driven. Now, there was still a shortage of food, which led to riots in the streets of Boston and downtown DC, largely because of their inability to get food from overseas, because as a ramification of the fossil fuel wars. So there certainly was impact from that. But nuclear technology allowed America and Canada at the time, which got annexed, and China to avoid suffering many of the devastations of the fossil fuel wars. Jordan says, what do you think of a Fallout game in Canada? Ronto is mentioned as a major settlement region, but it has limited lore so far. That's because Canada was annexed by the United States. So it's part of America in Fallout lore. We get bits and pieces referencing Canada in the Fallout universe. But yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to see what went on in Canada. Like, was there an armed opposition to American occupation? It would be really interesting. What are your thoughts, asks Dusk, on Fallout multiplayer? Well, I'm not opposed to the idea on principle. I'd have to see how it was implemented. It could be implemented in such a way that I wouldn't like it. Like, if it became an MMO, I would be disappointed. But if it had optional multiplayer, an optional multiplayer aspect, I'd be okay with that. As long as there's a single-player experience that allows me to explore the entire world without being forced into a multiplayer experience, kind of like how the settlement system was implemented in Fallout 4, it was an optional part of the game, I'd be fine with that. Warhawk says, love your vids. Just got home about 10 minutes ago from college, choir audition, and your vids always help me relax. Well, thank you very much for watching. Bob making good use of those emojis. Love it, Bob. Cigar Ox, don't forget it, says Jet. Yeah, I get into these long spiels. Then I let my cigar go out. Here, I'm going to make up for it now. Kalindra says, isn't Chicago also one of the stopping points of Eddie on his journey? You know what? Now that you mention it, I think you're right. But I don't recall how. If it wasn't because the Enclave had a presence in Chicago? Interesting. If the Enclave had a presence in Chicago, then that opens the door for the Enclave having a presence all over the continental United States of America, including West Virginia. Kalindra says, Oxhorn, have you tried Fallout 4 VR? Indeed, yes. When it first came out, I dedicated a week to live streaming myself playing Fallout 4 VR. I beat the entire game. You can find that live stream in its own dedicated playlist on my channel homepage. James says, how would you feel about a Fallout set in Detroit? Because during the 1950s, it was a big city. Plus, it has connection to Canada. Motor City. I don't think it ever will because, the big lure of Detroit in the 50s was automobile manufacturing jobs. And now that automobile manufacturing jobs have all gone overseas, Detroit has, of course, been ravaged due to that. But since cars are great set pieces, but not something we can actually drive in the Fallout universe, I don't really see the benefit to placing a game in Detroit. I am curious to see what had gone on in Detroit, just like I'm curious to see what had gone on anywhere. Corify Games says, hey Oxhorn, no real question here. Just wanted to tip you to tell you I was finally able to catch one of your streams here, and guess where I am? I'm in Alaska. Well, Corify, thank you so much. Glad you're watching, and I do appreciate the tip. Who do you think dropped bombs first, China or the U.S.? Is there lore about this? Says natural anomaly. Well, that's the big question. It's something that fans have been debating for well over a decade now. Or even 20 years because of Fallout 1. And it's something that people debate within the game itself. I think the most concise answer to this came from Soma in the Mothership Zeta DLC when our... what's his name? Turian? I forget his name. The medic, Frozen? Turian, something like that? Anyway, he asked her who dropped the bombs first, and she says, it doesn't matter. The world was devastated. Nobody won. We all lost. So I think that's really the answer. Now, I did a video on who dropped the bombs first. So if you'd like all of the points of lore, watch that video. But really all of the evidence we have is there was a screenplay written for a Fallout game. It never became a screenplay. It mainly was a screen treatment. So it didn't get that far in production. But at the time, in that script, the author of the script wrote in that Vault-Tec dropped the bombs. But that has never been, it obviously never went into production, and Bethesda has never acknowledged it as being canonical. So that's, we need to think of that aside from the lore of the game. It's this other thing. It never became canonical lore. So then we have to take a look at all of the evidence we find in the game, and we don't really have any hard evidence. There is a Vault-Tec logo on the side of the bomb in Megaton, and on the side of the bomb that we find in the Wild Wasteland event in Fallout New Vegas. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Vault-Tec dropped those bombs. It could simply be that either China stamped the Vault-Tec logo on the bomb to confuse America or to cover their own skin, or it could be that some of the parts that were used to make the bomb came from Vault-Tec, and that China had been buying all of its bomb-making parts from America and then bombed America. I mean, that's always a possibility. So the stamped logo on the side of the bomb doesn't really mean anything. We can come to a lot of conclusions based on that evidence. But instead, we can take a look at the landscape of the world at the time. What was going on at the time of the nuclear apocalypse? Well, America had just pushed China out of Alaska. China had attacked Alaska, occupied Alaska for many years, and Operation Anchorage liberated Alaska from China's occupation. So, big loss from China there. The second big thing was the advent of power armor, and in particular the T-51 suits of power armor, which gave America a huge infantry advantage on the battlefield that China just didn't have. So that's another big loss from China on China's part. Yes, China was better at subterfuge. They had the Chinese stealth armor, but even that technology had been stolen by America and adapted into the stealth boys. So they weren't the only ones who had covert, technology. So we have to take a look at where the powers were at that time. America was winning. Why would America destroy the world when they were winning? They were just about to go back to China to just devastate it. Like, there was the Gobi Desert campaign, but they were about to go back. Why would they end the world if they were winning? Conversely, China was losing. If anyone had a reason to end the world, it would be China, for fear of losing to America. Now, that said, it could also be neither. It could have been a malfunction. They could have been launched by robots. There's a theory about Pam. There's a theory about the Terminator. Skynet. There's a theory about Skynet, a master brain that we find in the Mariposa military base. I believe it's the Mariposa military base. So it could have been launched by a robot, it could have been launched by an artificial intelligence, or perhaps it was an accident, like what almost happened in our own world, where someone was given a command because they saw some radar blips that weren't really there, and then instead of disobeying the command, obeyed it, which would have led to a nuclear apocalypse, right? We were almost there. So it could have been any number of things, but my bet, if I were to guess, my bet would be that it was China that first launched nukes, because they had the reason to. America was winning. They had no reason to end the world. They were top of the world by the end of the world. So, just my thoughts. Vactu says, Cigar Ox. Cheers to Thursday Nights with Ox. Thank you for reminding me about my cigar. I got to talking again. And my cigar's gone out. Look how I've been broadcasting for 55 minutes and I've barely gotten an inch into my cigar. It's alright, when we get to the game, I'll be able to catch up. Rarity says, don't know why my sponsorship ended. I responsored, though. Strange. There's some weird glitch on YouTube where YouTube will unsubscribe people from me or turn off alerts, and now apparently unsponsorship people. It's very strange. I don't know what to do about that. Heartless says, Oxhorn, do you ever think there will be a Fallout game where you can roam all of the U.S. and not be fixed in a certain location? Love the videos. No, I don't think there will ever be a game, and I hope there is never a game like that, because the only way you could do that with any sort of knowable technology today is if the world was procedurally generated. And I hate procedurally generated games. I hate them. Even when you've got pockets of information that are randomly, placed as the world is procedurally generated in front of you, you just see one mundane landscape after another mundane landscape. The beauty of the Fallout experience is it feels like a huge world, but every square inch of it was meticulously and handmade by some guy who came up with a story in his head, or some girl, and wrote the story and filled the terminals and created the dungeon. There is no accident in Boston, and there's no accident in the Capital Wasteland. If they decided to increase the size of the Fallout world by letting you explore the entire continental United States, the only way they could have done that is with procedurally generated content, which would be boring. And it would cut off their ability to make any other game in the future. Because then they've created this game where you can explore the entire continent of North America. Well, where are they going to set their next game? Not in North America, because they already did that, right? So I hope they never do that. I'm very happy with a Fallout game that just explores small city or small town or small region by region. Mike D says, my theory, 76 is in Colorado. Favored location of John Denver. Song is Misdirection. The game will start in the Capital Wasteland and include the president fleeing to the Rocky Mountains. The game will include the creation of the Master. This is a very interesting theory, but I'm not sure how that theory is based on anything we've seen. In fact, it rejects specifically things we have seen, while embracing nothing that we have seen. So it's a wonderful theory, but we'll find out, won't we? We'll find out. Very Nice says, are all non-ghoul characters in Fallout descendants of the inhabitants of the control vaults? It's possible, but doubtful. I doubt very much that that's the case, because we already know that there were some people that survived the apocalypse without turning into a ghoul, at least not immediately. The family, the Turnquist family in the West Everett Estates, for example, survived for many months in their own little handmade bunker, listening to the riots going on in downtown Boston. So we know that there were pockets of people who survived with her because they had their own bunker, or they just got lucky and didn't turn into ghouls. So no, I don't think that we have to believe that the control vaults were the only source of human stock that went on to repopulate North America. Mark Lars says, hey Oxhorn, are you going to do, or have you done a video on Lynn Woods? I have not done a video on Lynn Woods yet. Lynn Woods is difficult because it is interesting, but there's really no lore there. No notes, no holotapes, no terminals, no characters, really. There's no quest that takes us there. It's just this location outside of the insane asylum with a tower and some death claws. So finding a way to weave that into an interesting video is tricky, but I'll likely cover it in the future. Dusk says, why was there no mention of the Institute in any other Fallouts? There was. It was mentioned in Fallout 3. I haven't done my video on it yet, but if you go to Rivet City, there's an entire quest there called The Replicated Man, where we not only find that the Institute is there, we find an Institute SRB agent. The guy who's in charge of the SRB is there hunting down a rogue synth. They mention both the Institute and the Railroad in Rivet City. When was the last time you were in the glowing sea? Today. Today I shot some footage in the glowing sea for a video that I'm publishing on Saturday. I love the Glowing Sea. The Glowing Sea is probably my favorite location in all of Fallout. It's just so thematic, atmospheric, horrifying, and wonderful. And I even love all of the places we can explore in the Glowing Sea. One of my favorite interior locations is Sentinel Site Prescott. What a fantastic location. I so enjoyed making my video on the Sentinel site because I got to research the technology that went behind that pyramidal bunker missile launch facility. And I learned that it was based on real missile launch facilities that were deployed throughout America. And I found one that the government recently sold to a private citizen for $1 million. And I was so jealous. I want one. I want to turn one into like a strange house. Okay, could you imagine a giant steel pyramid rising from the sky with missile silos nearby that you just turn into your home? Hey, you guys coming over for a LAN party? Do they do LAN parties anymore? Did I just display my age? Rarity says we could maybe see all of the USA if they do an MMO Fallout, right? Imagine being able to create your own mercenary company with other players or raider gang. I have great respect for people's opinions and their ability to like ideas like that. But I don't like that idea. I don't want an MMO. I don't want to explore the entire... Can you imagine the amount, the task, the Herculean task it would be to custom make every state in the Union for a big MMO? It's beyond impossible. Which means that we wouldn't be getting the quality that we would expect from a downtown Boston, right? Or a downtown DC. I hope they don't do that. And of course they won't do that. As Bjorn says, just wanted to say your videos are what keep me going every day. I love your videos, bro. Well, thank you very much. Thank you so much for watching. J3 Preem Pizza says, "Hey Oxhorn, your videos are fantastic, and they have been a great way to introduce my younger brother to the series, and for us both to bond. I really appreciate that. Keep on doing what you're doing. Also, could you give a shout out to my brother Matthew? I know he would love it. Big shout out to Supreme Pizza's brother Matthew. Glad you're watching the program today." Dylan Fortner says, "Hey, if Fallout 76 were about settlement building, would you like that?" Yes, I really enjoyed the settlement system for Fallout 4. It's one of the things that caused me to stick with it. So I beat Fallout New Vegas. I really enjoyed my time in Fallout New Vegas, and I didn't know if I wanted to do Fallout 4, but I went ahead and bought Fallout 4, and I, of course, ended up falling in love with the story, but it was the settlement system that just captured my imagination. Being able to rebuild the Commonwealth, being able to give the Minutemen... I mean, it's the only end game, right? It's a wonderful end game for Fallout 4. You can not only side with the Minutemen, but you actually can rebuild the Commonwealth. My first videos were all about settlements, so I love the settlement system. And I would love an ability to rebuild something in Fallout 76. I don't think they're going to have a settlement system like what we're used to. Now, they may, or maybe they will improve upon it or build upon it. But if it's going to be a survival game like Rust, and we don't know whether or not it is, we don't. But if it is a game like that, then it won't have a settlement system like we're used to. Instead, it'll have a survival system. Part of that survival system will be getting resources so that you can survive from day to day, moment to moment, and another part will be building a base. So it will have some sort of base building, I think, if that rumor is correct. But again, it's just a rumor, so we don't really know. Rarity says, "But Ox, we get such a thing with ESO. We get amazing quality, but in an MMO fashion. And they keep adding more to explore with further expansions." I know there are people who really enjoy ESO. My wife played it for a time, so I'm fairly familiar with it. But I wouldn't call it a huge success. Is that fair to say? ESO was okay. and they're continuing to support it, but I wouldn't call it a knockout success. That said, the scope of ESO is far smaller than America. I mean, you're comparing the world of Elder Scrolls, which has only been visited in, 5 or 6 games or so, including Morrowind and Oblivion and all of that, and then, of course, ESO, to America, which has, I mean, we can't even count the number of towns and cities and roads in the real world. Not to mention how many would exist in a universe that didn't end until 200 years beyond this point where we are now in our own history. So, I mean, I don't think that's a very good comparison at all. As large as ESO is, it doesn't cover the entire continental United States. Now, maybe there could be a Fallout MMO where you can explore 20 cities, 20 different cities, and 5 or 6 different large wastelands. But that's fine, and that would be possible, but that's certainly not all of America. The only way, using today's modern technology, to create a game where you could even theoretically explore all of the land currently represented by real America is if it was a procedurally generated game. That's the only way. That would be really hard. I think that would be really hard. Dusk says, out of all the Fallout games, what do you think was the best to play as? Well, I don't like choosing a Fallout game because they're all good in their own way, and they oftentimes don't really compare. They're hard to compare. The way you play Fallout 3 is very different from the way you play Fallout New Vegas. They're both excellent and amazing games for different reasons, so it's hard for me to choose the best one. Now, if I were to say which one do I enjoy playing the most and would I be able to continually play over a period of time? Well, I think that one would be Fallout 4. I think it's got a better end-game experience just because of this, due to the settlement system. We can continually tweak that and build on it, and it really never ends. Plus, the modding is much more dynamic for Fallout 4. Asbjorn says, just wanted to see your videos so it would keep me going every day. I love your videos. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Oxhorn, your cigar, says Adam Bunker. All right. Clell Big says, cigar neglect again. Yeah. I keep letting it go out. I think my voice is also going. I've been talking too much. Atopical says, ESO is the biggest cash cow. I'd call that a knockout success, Oxhorn. Yeah, I mean, from a monetary standpoint, I'm sure Bethesda's making buku bucks off of it, and that's great. But in terms of, user impression and ratings and replayability, I mean, I have not played it myself, but I know people who have played it, my wife included, and many of her friends, and there's a lot of criticism. I've heard a lot of criticism about ESO and how it just gets boring after a while. Again, I can't say that from my own perspective, but listening to my wife and many of her friends who do play, it's just finding something that keeps your attention in ESO after a time is just really, really hard, which is strange for a multiplayer game. You would think that in a multiplayer game it would be more interactive and you would have a better end game, but I find myself coming back to the Fallout franchise, which are all single player time and time again, continually, and I get to enjoy myself. It's even though the end games are really not there for 3 and New Vegas. With Fallout 4, we have a great end game, but I still find myself continually finding new things to discover when I come back and play them. Mark Clare says, Zox, how would you feel if Bethesda made their DLC for Fallout 4 like Obsidian made the DLC for New Vegas? All of them being connected in one way, shape, or form. That's a tough one because I like both ways. I love the fact that all of the DLCs for Fallout New Vegas have this underlying story strain behind them that culminates in Lonesome Road. But I also really like the fact that Fallout 3 had Mothership Zeta and Point Lookout and Broken Steel and Operation Anchorage, and they're all very different. They're completely different from each other, not connected in any way. I also like how Fallout 4, Nuka World, Far Harbor, and Automatron, all very different DLCs, not really connected with each other story-wise. So, I think they're both ways are exciting and interesting in their own way. I'd be happy with either. There. Okay. Lighting my cigar. Okay. Digital Fusion says, hey, Oxhorn. Awesome content. Thanks so much for the hard work. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. All right. It's time to play the actual game. So we're going to be playing Rage. And if you watched my last Rage live stream, you'll recall that I had a bit of a problem. There was a Rage TV or some sort of Raider TV that I had to survive, and I ended up dying and dying and dying. So what we're going to do is I'm going to reload that save, and we're going to try the Rage TV one more time. And if I die, then I'll just back out of that, and we'll go explore something else. Got to hydrate up first. All right. Let's go ahead and turn off my background music so that we can listen to the Rage background music. Fire up Rage, and then get my broadcaster. Whoops. There we go. Mutant Bash TV.
To another exciting Rock'em Sock'em episode of Mutant Bash TV, the show where carnage is king.
Wish me luck. I died half a dozen times when I tried this before.
He looks tough, but is he ready to compete?
1 second. I think the audio is a bit loud. Let's reduce that a smidge. Oh, maybe it's the voice that's just too loud. Let's turn down. It's like there. Is it a little loud? I'm glad it's not just me. All right, let's... Everyone now is saying that it's too loud. Okay, let's turn it down a whole lot.
We'll soon find out.
Is that better? Let me know if I did too much. Okay, time to survive. That didn't get me last time, but it just got me this time.
We've got a fresh batch of northern muties here today. They're tough and fast, so our contestant best be on his toes. All right, let's get this show on the road. Kill and be killed. That's what this game is all about.
I can't hide, can I? They're gonna wait till I walk in, aren't they? I guess I can't hide.
Let's start the show.
Ah. Oh my gosh. I've already used half my ammunition on this one. Ah! Ah! Alright, I'm not going to make you watch me do this the entire time. Use the shotgun if it helps. Yeah, 7 rounds. That's how many rounds I have left. I'm going to quit Bash TV. I just don't have the ammunition to survive it. So, let's quit Bash TV. We'll try again later. Let's track another quest. Let's track this missing person. Return to Ghost Hideout. Attention. How do I track this? A member of our community was abducted by the Ghost Clan. We are looking for anyone brave enough to explore the Ghost Hideout for signs of their whereabouts. It will be dangerous, but you will be rewarded for your efforts. Yeah, hopefully buy more ammunition. That's what I really need to survive. All right. Oh, my car. Is it in a bad state? No, it's okay. Whoa! Okay, well, I got some money. Now at least I can go get some more ammunition. What's this? What was that? Did I just get a boost? My car is about done. Well, I'll worry about upgrading it after I go to the Ghost Hideout. I'm scared for E3, says Alex. I hear ya, I understand, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's a convention about video games, and we may be disappointed, but there's always next year, even if we are. Are there snipers up there? I, for one, am really excited. I also think that there are ways we can find to simply enjoy the games that are produced for us. Not every game is going to be enjoyable, but I do think that sometimes people choose to dislike games for arbitrary reasons just because they like being super critical. Not all people. There's certainly legitimate criticism out there. But oftentimes I think people forget that the point of video games is to explore something new, to explore what a bunch of creative minds have put together for our enjoyment. And so that's why I'm not really scared about E3. I'm looking forward to it, see what other people have come up with. Okay, now where's this Ghost Hideout? I feel like I'm going backwards. Did I not go this way before? I did. Why am I going back here? Find the missing person. Well, we already know that that's the way we have to come out.
I've got some flesh stuck in my teeth. I need to sharpen my blade. Intruder! Not good. Back, everyone! Moving back!
Where'd they go? The music sounds really, really low. Give me a second. I'm going to fix the music. There we go. And now that's too loud. All right. Got some crystals.
He's over there! He's trying to flank us.
Okay, someone's shooting at me, but from where? Running low on sniper rounds. Gonna have to go buy some.
He's over there!
Love this shotgun. Wish I had more than 4 rounds left. Ooh, steel blades. I wonder if I can use that to upgrade my car. And that's locked. Let's get my pistol out, because I know that I've got more rounds of that to deal with. Then...
Over there! I see you! Come here, you son of a bitch! Slice you! Sucker!
Whoa! Ah, come on. Ox, what do you do when you're not playing games? I'm usually working. I'm really very boring. I don't have a lot of I don't go to a lot of places. Yeah! Just say that. No, I'm usually hanging out with my family, working, or playing games. So yeah, for those who are just turning up to the broadcast, I'm playing Rage, the original Rage. Bethesda announced that they're going to be releasing Rage 2 next year. So I figured I might as well get up to speed on what this game is before a new one comes out. Now, the last time I was here, they abducted me. Oh no! I found the missing person, but the person is dead. Can I jump up there? Nope. Well, at least I completed the quest. Too bad I can't actually rescue the person. Yep, that scared me. I didn't expect that. Okay, let's pull out my pistol so I can conserve some munition. How do I switch ammo types? I only have 3 fat boys left. Oh. Yeah! Run away! Keep running! Shoddy. Where's my shoddy? No, I can't do anything with my shoddy.
We're gonna feast on your entrails!
That's not very gentlemanly. It also doesn't sound very hygienic. Come on. It's always a balance. Wanting to do enough damage to destroy them, but also conserving ammunition because it's expensive. Okay, so I've got my... That's 6. I don't have any rare ammunition for that. Don't have any rare ammunition for that. Not for that. Not for that. I do for that, but only 2 left. And then fists. Guess I'm stuck with pistol rounds for now. But this should give me enough money to buy some more ammunition.
He's over there! I'm gonna slice you up! Good on the wall!
What? Why? No. Dusk says, are you hyped for Red Dead Redemption 2? It looks really interesting. I don't know if I'll play it. I've thought about it. Because if there's anything similar to a post-apocalyptic wasteland, it's going to be the Wild West. Emphasis on wild. So I think I'd really enjoy a game like that. The question is, could I make content for a game like that? And I don't know the answer to that question. I know that when Red Dead Redemption came out, it was a huge deal. I was working for a gaming company at the time, and everyone there was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, or Red Dead Redemption, because it was such a good game. But you know what? I never got a chance to play it. So I don't know. And I have, the problem is time. Like, there are all these games I'd love to catch up on or to play to see if I can do content on them. But the issue is time, and I don't have the time to produce content for my channel and do my live streams while also giving myself a video game education, for lack of a better word, so that I know what kind of games I can produce for my channel. So I wish I could clone myself. That's the thing. I wish I had more of me. All right, let's go turn this in and then go to a shop. repair our car, get some ammunition. I just realized I'm gonna get shot at again. Let's see if we can repair up in here first. Please repair my car.
Remember, if you need your vehicles repaired, just pull them into the bay and I'll see what I can do. Remember, if you need your vehicles repaired, just pull them. Remember, if you need your vehicles repaired,
Okay, what am I
pull them into the bay,
missing?
and I'll see what I can do.
I pulled it into the bay. And I tried talking to him. What am I doing wrong? Oh! So the problem is that this entire game was made for the Xbox. And when they ported it over to the PC, they didn't change the buttons. So A is left trigger. And I can't change that setting in settings. Cost $116. Let's do it. Okay, let's go to the shop, see if we can buy some stuff.
Hey, pal. Care to browse my goods?
I'd love to.
What do you need, pal?
Okay, first, let's sell some stuff. Oh, by the way, there are these bandages that I have. Don't know how to use them. Can't, I don't know how to hotkey them or anything. Let's see, what can I sell? I want to keep that, I want to keep that. I suppose I could sell those. Sell those. Sell those. Let's see.
Hope
All right.
to see you again soon.
Now to buy. Buy, buy, buy.
I might have something you need.
Pistol rounds. Shotgun rounds. Let's buy that. How many rounds am I getting? 1? Sniper rounds. 5. And I was getting 8 with that. What's this? Fat boys. Yeah, I'll save those for now. Kill bursts. Bullets within bullets within bullets. And they all fire at once. For what gun? I'll try it. Steel-tipped crossbow ammo. You get the point.
See you soon.
Thank you. Wait, is the kill burst? The kill burst is for the pistol. Ooh, that'll be fun. Well, I'll try that out later. All right, I got 16 rounds for my sniper. Where's my shotty? Okay. Now, to turn in this quest, we have to drive through the horrible raider territory. Get off of me! Whoa! Almost got me. Glad I repaired when I did. Wait a minute. I thought I was turning in a quest. Oh no, that's Sally's bounty. I don't want to do that quest yet. Let's try something else. Can we track this one? Set as active. Sally's bounty. Let me give you some advice. Best ways to make the road safer. I did that one. Okay, so I don't have to turn it in. Feltrite Crater. Head north and east to the crater. Bandits have been digging in the crater north of here, and rumor has it that they're refining pure feltrite. I need you to get me a sample of whatever the bandits are doing with that feltrite, and I need you to get it back here fast. It's a long drive, though, so it might be some dangerous areas, so restock before heading out. And then this one's Caprino needed. It got a problem. Believe you might speak. Get sponsorship. Oh, is it the same? Oh, so I got to do a race. Well, let's do the Feltrite Crater. Megatronus Prime says, Oxhorn, please answer your adoring public. My friend, I just spent an hour doing nothing but Q&A. It's difficult to answer questions while playing, but I do look over there every now and then to try and see what people are saying. Ah! And my minigun ammo is low. Okay, gotta go buy more minigun ammo. Did I just... What did I just do? What did I just do? I think I can. I know I just damaged my car. What's this? Found some desert spores. Okay, well, I think I may not know where Wellsprings is. Let's just go to the crater. What was that? No. Was that a tiny remote-controlled car? Like a bomb or something? Ooh, I'm going towards some sort of city. Oh, this is a lot scarier than I thought it was going to be. All right, I think I've gotten myself officially into some deep trouble here. Don't know where I am. I've gone too far. What have I done? Oh, here's the crater. Right. Well, here's where I'm supposed to be. Oxhorn, have you ever played Call of Duty? I played Call of Duty 4. I played the snot out of Call of Duty 4 years ago, and it was so much fun. And that was a long time ago. Okay, there's some sort of bar up there. What's this? Whoops. Head north and east into the crater. Okay. I can do that. Ooh.
Oh, shit!
Activate the Feltrite refinery. Okay, well, I guess it's this big yellow button here. Nope. I want to see what this kill burst is. I'll try just one. Oh. Okay, so that's it, eh?
Right there!
Oh, it's an automatic pistol. Okay. Okay. Now I know what a kill burst is, but you know what? That's pretty expensive. So I'm just going to stick with my pistol rounds for now. So it's some sort of mining machinery, and it mines for something called Feltrite, presumably a rare crystal. Not sure what it does. Now I've got to somehow survive my trip all the way back to Winterholm, or whatever the name of that town is. I keep seeing these boxes, but I gotta figure out what they're for. Foxtail says, had a blast, but it's getting late for me. I'm out. Thanks for coming. Bob Hunt says, great content. Keep up the amazing work. Love your videos, Oxhorn. Well, thank you very much. It was an explosive. It was a remote-controlled car lined with explosives. Oh, it's trying to run me off the road. Wellsprings. Okay. Let's repair. Damage rating 1. Time to tune. Oh. Okay. Suspension, tires, weapons. I see. So I have to have some on my inventory in order to get them done. And I only have one engine. Okay, so I need to buy something first. Well, let's turn in the quest, see if I remember where the mayor is. There he is. VMR says, did you notice that the Fallout 76 trailer that the rad counter was at 500 rads? Do you think that this might be the reason why there are no other vault dwellers? Could be. I mean, it is 25 years after the nuclear apocalypse. I'd imagine rads were way different.
Well, good work. Guess you were the right man for the job. I knew those bandits were up to something. This is good proof. But whatever it is you got there, it can't be safe, that's for sure. I want you to take it to someone who can tell us what it is, and whatever the hell we better do about it. Old man Cavassier, hermit, lives by himself. He's a pretty smart guy. Take that sample to him. He can take a look at it, test it, and tell us what those bandits are up to.
Okay.
I'll let Cavassier know you'll be coming. Crazy guy doesn't take to strangers just popping in on him.
Sounds good.
Wasteland Radio. Attention, good people of Wellspring. It is my pleasure to announce.
Now, one of the quests I needed to do was in here for a race.
Trade route will be a great benefit to all of us. It will open up commerce to what was a dangerous territory. Remember, working together benefits every citizen. It makes them town strong.
I got the best vehicle parts anywhere.
Can I buy
What
from
you
you?
looking for?
Yes, ammunition, minigun rounds. Drop mine drops an explosive surprise in your tracks for unwary bandits. Cool. A shield, an aftershocker, releases a burst of energy that sends nearby enemy vehicles flying to fiery destruction. But 45, this is expensive stuff. Fully repairs damage. Automated bomb cars programmed to target the closest enemy. All right, let's buy some of this. Thank goodness it's cheap. Then let's go
Drive
on a
like you
race,
mean it, friend.
because I think I can get more gear if I go on another race.
Listen, my friend, this event is only open to sponsored drivers. Come
Oh, that's
back
right.
when
I
you
got to
have a
get sponsored
sponsorship.
first. Ah. Okay. Well, since we can't do that,
Look no further than here for all your vehicle needs. See anything you like?
these are really expensive. Okay, so for when I have someone tailing me, let me buy 2 of those. And then, you know what? I'm going to save my ammo. Oh,
Nice doing business with you.
okay, back to Rusty's garage. Mixed garage, I guess. Never mind. Okay, well, I don't know what this is. Do you know what this is? I've assigned items, but what is this supposed to be? Up? Right? Do I have to move my hand off the mouse to the number pad? Yeah, I do. Ah. I think. What's the fingering for this? I only have basic stuff. Okay, well, let's see if we can find this hermit. If I waste it... That was easy. Doggone it, he got me. I tried too hard to evade that. Let's just sail on through. Is it the number pad? 2, 1. Well, I bought all this cool stuff and I don't know how to use it. Left click, right click. And they stopped. Okay, let's go see the hermit. Hello, hermit. Oh!
What? Oh, you must be one of Clayton's errand boys. All right, you just wait and we'll see what that mare has sprung on you.
Thank you. That was cool.
Step into the lift. Keep your hands at your side.
Cross the bridge and enter Kvassir's lab.
All right, let's see what you have there. Put it on the counter and we'll see what has Clayton all worried.
That robotic arm got sad because he didn't get the crystal.
Interesting.
That's great.
Felt right. Okay, I need to run tests on this. Might take some time. But you also look interesting. There's something different about you. Best I take a closer look at you too.
Sure. Prod me. Or that. That's fine.
Interesting. Very interesting. You got all those little computers racing around inside you. Secrets, secrets. Everyone's got a little secret. And you must be one big little secret. Haven't met one of you for a long time. Since working with the Authority up in the city. You don't know how lucky you are that the Authority hasn't found you yet. If the Authority catches you and you don't have anything they need, you'll be dead. You are part of the old world, not part of their new world. Of course, there are people who stand up against them. Not many of them. They call themselves the Resistance. Not that I profess to have any special knowledge of them. But they exist in small bands, fighting back. And maybe, just maybe, you could be useful to them. You survived this long. You must have some survival skills worth using. But you aren't going to last long in a firefight against the Authority with that standard defibrillator in your chest. I can give you an upgrade for it. Something that might keep you alive longer.
Yeah,
But that
great.
will require a little effort on your part. You see, I don't have the necessary equipment here. But you can find what you need in the Dead City.
You want me to go to the Dead City? That doesn't sound nice. Why can't it be the nice city? The fluffy city? Can't you send me to the fluffy city?
A well-named place, as you will soon see.
Great.
In the middle of the city is a hospital.
Oh.
One I was proud to work in. Until the research took a decidedly twisted turn. I didn't see everything that was done there, but I heard the rumors. Now it's surrounded by a tremendous wall, filled with living memories of the horrors committed there. Going there and getting back won't be easy, but without an upgraded defib, you won't last another week here. I'd say you have no choice. The hospital is in the middle of the city. Find your way into the basement. Look for anything relating to the ARC program. That should be the place to find that upgrade. Oh yes, I almost forgot. The only way into the city is through the sewers outside the walls. Good luck.
Right. Now I get to go to the Dead City. Sounds fun. And I've likely got to drive through hostile territory. I gotta figure out how to launch one of those things. 9? Oh, that's how many I have. Down, up, nope, right. Oh! Right click! It was right click. Let's go to the Dead City. I'm right clicking! Right clicking! Come on! Drive over my bomb! I left it just for you. Got one. Got it. Jiminy Crickets. Okay, so is the sewer entrance beneath this overpass? Must be. I see. Okay. Yeah, here we go. May not be able to travel via car much further. This is a good place to hide my car, right? What's that noise? Well, into the dead city then. 14 sniper rounds. V Villa says, Oxhorn, how did your book do? Was the time worth the gain? That's a difficult question to answer because it was extremely satisfying to write a book, and I'm glad I did it. Now, was I paid well for it? No. The book sells. I sell 2 or 3 copies a month, which is okay. But I mean, if that nets me $20 a month or something like that, it's not a lot of money. So no, I didn't get reimbursed financially for writing the book, which took years of my life. But I mean, I think everybody should sit down at least once in their lives and write a book, even if it's a fantasy book like mine was. It's not like I wrote a memoir or anything. The Memoirs of Oxhorn, My Short Life, in print. No, it was a fantasy novel, and I really enjoyed it. The Tale of Cloron Hastings, for anyone wondering. But yeah, it was a lot of effort. The book industry is different these days. You got to know somebody. I mean, I talked with so many publishers in those years. It was just a soul-crushing experience trying to get published. Although now that I could probably do it now. Oh. Door. Path. The problem with mutants is they don't drop ammunition, so their complete ammo sinks. I don't even get money. See what I mean? Is there something above me? Who's this guy? Should have bought more pistol rounds. Should have bought more pistol rounds. I wish I had a melee weapon of some sort. All I've got is my fists. If I run out of ammo, I am truly boned. What is that? Is it like a super mutant behemoth? Come on, let me over. Oxhorn, what's your book about? Well, it's called The Tale of Flora and Hastings. It's about a sailor who served his country before the war. It's set in a fantasy land before the Nurith War. And his side won the Nurith War, defeated the Nurith, but now he's got to find a way to survive. And so he works as a merchant vessel, ferrying goods from state to state. Ah! And he does this for many years, over a decade. And he falls in love with a woman named Adair, who's the barkeep at the local bar at the town of Penthale, I believe it was. Anyway, she wants to get married, and he wants to get married, but he can't do that as a sailor. And so, so we go upstairs. So he has to make a decision whether or not he stops sailing and hunkers down and marries his wife, or marries his fiancée, or if he basically abandons her, because she gives him an ultimatum. She says, you need to choose. And so he has to. He has to choose. And the book is all about the ramifications of that choice. Ooh. Do I have to fight a boss? Flickering light. Ah, it's a boss! Ah! Run away, run away! Keep running! Oh! What the heck? I thought I killed you. Daggone mutant. Where's the boss? All my sniper rounds. Got him. Got him. He was a big boy. It doesn't work if you shoot out the legs, like with ghouls, sadly. Well, I wasted all my sniper rounds. Well, I guess I can't say I wasted them because I won, but I used all my sniper rounds and many of my darts to kill the boss, but I don't even know how far that got me. V Villa says, Oxhorn, I asked because I'm currently writing a book and creating the universe. It's in right now. It's been years. It's all about the experience, but if it made money, it would be really cool. Thanks for the reply. Well, you're welcome. Look, I don't want to sugarcoat it. The publishing industry sucks. It's so hard. It's so hard to break out as an unknown author in today's world. Used to be where you could send a manuscript or an excerpt or something to a publisher. They would read it and they would give it the time of day. But now, so many people can write, so many people can publish, so many people try to become authors that the industry is overwhelmed with submissions. So it's all about connections. It's all about who you know. I mean, I don't want to discourage you because anything can happen, but I'm just trying to be realistic. It's so hard. But the book writing experience itself was enjoyable. I really loved it. Okay, what was that? Horse? So that's how I kill myself. Okay, now I know. Oh! It rubble caved in on me. Buckshot. Pistol rounds. Ah! How long do I get to do this? Not long, so it seems. Great. Okay. All right. Devastation out that window. Devastation out this window. Ian Fox says, will you be doing an RDR series like LA Noire? RDR? I don't know what you mean. I am doing a series like LA Noire. 16. I love this crossbow. I love it. Too bad I only have 2 shots left. Gotta switch to my pistol. Can't get up there. Gotta go this way. Okay. See any more? This game is not easy. I will say that. One thing about this game is it is not easy. And I can't get... I'm crouching, right? Yeah, I am crouching and I can't get under there. To serve mutant. Okay, which way do I go? Do I go out there or do I go down here? Let's go down here first. An RC car kit. Sweet. Antiseptic formula. Okay. I don't see any snipers. This is a horrible position to be in. I'm walking right in the middle of this courtyard. I think I know what's going to happen. All right, let's save. Can we save? Yeah, let's save. Save. This is my first save, isn't it? Vault 76 ghouls, main focus of Game Ox. I think we will see ghouls, but I'm sure there will be a myriad of enemies to contend with. Oh, for the love of all. What was that? Oh my god. Oh. Okay, yeah. Yeah, 98 rounds left in my machine gun. Oh. Switch on a pistol. Conserve as much ammunition as I possibly can. Pistol rounds, yes. Oh, more ammunition. Thank God. Anything in here? Ooh. Oh. Biological decay. Nasty. Hey, guys. Okay, we're alive. Good. Mutant adrenal gland. Darcy. I keep trying to turn my Pip-Boy light on. Don't have one. Ugh. There's the hospital. Make sure to keep bandages equipped. Sure, if I only knew how. If only this was ported over to the PC correctly. Why can't I jump over that? It's so infuriating. Okay, can I build a grinder? Nope, I need small gears. I do love the environments. They did a great job with building sets. All right, well, I need to flip this switch, clearly, but I can't until I get in there. That's the way I came, and I can't go back. Okay. Okay, think, Ox. Think. Ah. I know as soon as I flip the switch, they're all gonna come running. And I'm out of buckshot. Scotch break. So I clearly can't walk through this laser force field, but that must be where I need to go. So I gotta find a way to shut that off. Must be this way. 29 rounds left. Save. Just in case. Sniper rounds. Thank you. It did a backflip. Brandon with a tip says, thank you for doing what you do. I appreciate it, sir. I don't understand why some of them are so difficult. Don't get my bolt back, do I? That's what I loved about Metro. I could use a crossbow and get my bolt back, but I can't get them back in this game. Oh. And my cigar is out of itself. What? Saving my automatic rifle because I know I go through too much ammunition with it. Find the defibrillator upgrade in the hospital. So upset I don't have the gears for my grinders. That's 2 doors I would have gotten. Whoa! There it is. Rocket launcher! Oh! Okay. Walked right into it. Wish I could know if I'm doing any damage. Come back with your brain. That was easier. Am I making any dent in his health bar? Get more rockets, he says. Get more rockets. Okay. Nice. Are my rockets passing through him? What's the deal here? Right. Think I'm done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to continue this next week, same Ox time. Same Ox channel here on Scotch and Smoke Rings, and we will defeat this mutant next week, I promise. But the next time you see me, it will be Sunday for the big E3 conference thing. So be sure to tune in Sunday evening at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time for Bethesda's big E3 announcement. Anyway, thank you for coming. I'll see you next week. I've got a video for you Saturday and a video for you Sunday. No video tomorrow, and I'm going to head on out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Have a good one.